I wanted to cover a few points to help you decide on selecting right pair of walking shoes. First thing, you need to understand that walking shoes are going to be different than the running pair of shoes. However, in both of the cases, whether running or walking, you should be able to use them for anywhere between 500 to 800 kilometers. How they're different? When you look at a running shoe, it's generally designed to take a lot more impact, and as a result it also provides you a lot more cushion than the shoes that you will require for walking. Another thing you need to keep in mind that when you're running, you need motion control, and because of that there'll be various technologies that are used to provide you motion restriction at certain occasions, specifically if you are flat feet. But if you're going to be walking, you possibly don't need that. Because of that, there are 3 to 4 things that you need to keep in mind when you're selecting your walking shoes. One, you should look at a pair of shoes that has cushioning around your heel. This is primarily because you will always be striking with your heel when you're walking. Number 2, you do not need a motion control. So what do you need? You need to look at a shoe that's flexible, because if you have flexible shoe, you are able to walk in a lot more comfortable way. Third, you should be looking at the fitting of the shoe. It should not be very snug, but it should also not be very loose. If it is loose, you might be coming across blisters and things like those because of friction as you start to walk for longer duration. If you keep some of these things in mind, you should be good. If you have looked at all these points and you still want to look at, you possibly want to look at the weight of the shoe. That is, you do not want to look at very heavy shoe, because one, you're going to get bored because of you walking in heavy shoes, and also second thing is you possibly are going to get tired. Keep some of these things in mind and go and purchase your right pair of walking shoe. If you're a walker, I suggest you use an application to track your walks, or possibly look at purchasing a smartwatch. In either of the cases, you should be looking at achieving the following. One, if you have a smartwatch or an app, it will help you track, and it will help you figure out how much and for what duration and what intensity have you been walking over a period of time. And once you see this data after a period of time, you will get motivated for sure. For example, if you walked for 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, that is 20 days a month. And if you walked each time 3 kilometers, that means you have covered 60 kilometers. If you see this data, you will be able to make sense of a lot of parameters which would not be the case otherwise. You could look at whether your paces are going faster or slower. You could look at whether your heart rate is going slower or faster if you're using a smartwatch that has a heart rate monitor. Also, it helps you get motivated to go for your next walk, to go and do some other workout, to go and flaunt it on social media or among your friends that you have done this and this is your milestone and achievement. See, what works really well when we have a target, when we have a goal to work towards. And these two devices, whether an app or a smartwatch, they help you do exactly that. In fact, you'll be surprised to see that I have all my running records starting since 2010. And I really like to see how my performance has been over a period of years. It's like a service book. It's like a logbook that you create and that you swear by. Each time you can go back and look at how did you feel, what you felt, how did you walk, how you walked, and if you have an option of providing notes at the end of each of your workouts, you would also be able to see what happened, how you really felt at that point of time. Keeping these things in mind, I would definitely suggest you use a smartwatch and keep technology close to you. Good luck.